Hey, it's me, Nia Lamborghini. I've been in the year 2104. I'm in the year 2102 to 2106, but I'm currently kind of stationed in the year 2104. I've been looking at the societies and how they are, and I'm really clear on a few things. Let me start with my set. The goddess of the sun and the 72 portals to a new earth reality is my life's work. It's completely creating a new education system for all people based on turning the matrix world right side up and forwards and finding our way back to our original sacred sovereign soul's purpose contracts. It didn't start out that way. It started out with my near-death experience at age 12. And I was told clearly that I had something to teach humanity and I was being sent back. I cried and cried and cried. I didn't want to go, but they said they would give me more soul power when I went back. So since I've been back, I've been researching since age 11. My sets are PhD level, 10 processes going into the subconscious, unconscious, super and superconscious mind in order to find these contracts. See, the conscious mind and even the subconscious and even the super mind above the head has programs in it, and these programs are caps on consciousness. So I was instructed specifically, it was since the age 11 when I discovered at 42 the teaching, and I didn't begin writing it until after my daughter passed away on December 6, 2017. It was 2017. I immediately started writing it that week. I started with the cards. The cards are, the 72 oracle paintings are bold, graphic, fiery, symbolic portraits of the myths and archetypes that lie in the subconscious, unconscious, and superconscious mind. Each of the 72 cards are painted in a Rorschach graphic primitive style. The Rorschach style paintings are steeped in the pop culture symbols, and they're composed of divine humans, animals living in a paradise earth. Each oracle's composition releases the myths and archetypes that are hidden in the deeper parts of the mind. Each of the 4 oracle card decks will connect the mythic player to the teachings of the goddess of the sun and the elements of making myth through movement. The cards use the Rorschach effect of opening up the symbols and clues that will connect with your questions. They also act as a scaffold to support you in helping you open up to the clues that have been hidden and suppressed. Each deck has 18 cards. They coincide with the evolution of becoming a sovereign human living through your original sacred sovereign soul's purpose contract. Each card has 4 archetypes, which I have gleaned through all the information over all the ages, the wisdom teachers, the pop culture, everything across human history that had teachings within it. There's 2 main archetypes and then 2 sub-archetypes, which are stories. Then there are animals, gems, and then I always go back to the deck and I talk about the world myth. That is the matrix. And then I talk about the new earth, which is what we're going towards. And then there's the portals and pathways where I sum it up into the teachings. So you can just go and look at that, or you can look at the card. The cards are composed of pop culture images. They will draw out the archetypes that are connected with it in your unconscious mind, and that's where the clues will connect with you. I'm going to give you a little example of what's in each card. I'm going to do the section, the world myth, in one of the cards. It doesn't matter which one it is because each card connects back to portions of the teaching and it talks about that section. Race mind consciousness is a low-lying cloud that connects all of the mental belief programs from the shortened karmic wheel of birth, life, and death from the 4 pillars of the matrix. Both racial pride and racial prejudice creates the boundary of race mental belief programs. The mental belief programs of racial identity create a vibrational frequency prison that lowers the consciousness with the belief attitude bullets that squelch pleasure and intimacy. All of the mental belief programs around race, whether the racial pride or prejudice, are indoctrination training into separation and lower model consciousness. The new earth reality. The processes of the alchemy of polarity will bring the feeling emotions back into a natural balance and equilibrium. The quickest way to remove a block in its low-level feeling emotions are to locate the mental belief programs that are the cause. By playing out the two extreme ends of the feeling emotions, they will release the lessons and gifts embodied within them. When you don't learn the lessons and keep repeating them, it causes the feeling emotions to become trapped, and they create blocks to the things that would inspire us to become more of ourselves and express our true nature. I'll read an archetype, one archetype from one card. Now there's 4 archetypes in each card. So depending on the card, that's how I match the archetypes. This one's from 45, Breaking Through the Rules with Soul Force Vibrations. In the Mayan calendar, there's a discussion of different suns in an interstellar context. It is to be noted that the Mayan calendar's comprehension of time, seasons, and cycles has proven itself to be vast and highly sophisticated. Carlos Barrios, a historian, anthropologist, and investigator of the different Mayan calendars, maintains that we are no longer in the world of the 4th sun, but we are not yet in the world of the 5th sun. This is the time in between, the time of transition. As we pass through the transition, there is a colossal global convergence of environmental destruction, social chaos, war, and ongoing earth changes. From Carlos Barrios, 2012. Let's see if I can find some other ones here. How about gems? This is from card 44, Pan Keeper of the Alchemy of Polarity of the Natural Earth. Gems. The golden sun disk is symbolic for the original religion of the sun within the 12 universal laws. Law 1, the law of divine oneness. 2, the law of vibration. 3, the law of action. 4, the law of correspondence. 5, the law of cause and effect. 6, the law of compensation. 7, the law of attraction. 8, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. That is the alchemy of polarity. 9, the law of relativity. 10, the law of polarity. That's another one, part of alchemy of polarity, the law of polarity. When two opposite, one end, see, everything is like on a stick. There's always one negative end and one positive end. So whenever you create something negative, you know, there could be something positive comes out. Same thing, if it's positive, there's something negative. The law of rhythm, and then the law of gender. I want to kind of look into the law of gender more because I don't think I've ever really fully grasped the meaning of it. It definitely hasn't to do with the gender ideology they push in today. It's something totally different. I think it's the balance between masculine and feminine, that neither gender can supersede the other. There's just like this, there's this balancing effect between the genders. Shadows in the distance, watching from the fences, but I can never have it. Yeah, I've been having some really interesting experiences lately. I'm sure somebody listening to this video probably haven't seen all my videos, but I have a playlist on executive power. I had 3 levels. 3 levels, 12 videos each, and I was going through it the whole time, so I'm doing the processes. It's very in-depth. And I did at one point start coming into, I believe, my universal body, mind, spirit, soul. I think I'm just going through the different levels because I'm experiencing less emotional attachment. I still have feeling emotions. It's not that I don't have feeling emotions. They are there. I just don't feel particularly attached to them in the way that I think people would think. I think I see them as a process. I see them as, it's kind of like I feel like my life is about finding that balance so that I can move forward in a powerful way and fulfill my mission. It's kind of like my driving force, so it's something that I'm always kind of doing. And so when I'm having emotional responses or whatever is happening, things are people are having emotional responses towards me, I see it and it registers to me, and like I might exchange that level of emotionality. It's just that I'm more watching it and seeing the orchestration of how it's working, because I don't feel particularly thinking there's something wrong. And I think that generally humans, we are taught to always think that something's wrong. No matter what it is, something's always wrong. So I've been shifting my level of awareness, I think, through my consistent vision and consistent effort and this consistent unfolding. It's an interesting process. I have to say, when I did the last process of making Myth Your Movement, which is creating the time-space maps, first of all, it was uncovering, discovering, and promoting the 8 essential sub-identities of the Inner Collective and their archetypes. But then there's this whole level of creating a time-space map based on understanding all the ins and outs of what it is to be human. It's everything in the book is broken down. It explains everything. All the directions are there. But recently, I was listening to a video. I'm trying to think of who it was. He was talking about time-space travel, basically, and it was describing exactly what I've been doing. And I think it's really interesting because back in, I think it's probably February, I did a time-space where I went in exactly the way I do it. He described it. I wish I could save the video, but exactly the way I envisioned it, exactly the way I described it, he said that's how you do it. And I went to the year, originally 2072. I'm presently right now in 2104, because I think in that life I'm about 40 something. I'm 42. So that's the time when I discovered the teaching. In this life, 42. So 42 in that life. So I'm moving towards this life that's in the golden age, and I've really seen that there's community centers where if I had this book, I could put it in and then I would actually have my work. See, this is like my PhD. This is like my, like I'm a friggin' professor. But the Matrix doesn't recognize that, because the Matrix only recognizes itself, as the product and purveyor of all things good and holy, which is basically the upside down of what a divine human is. So I time travel there to see, and that is definitely what it is. So I'm kind of like trying to connect the two, which taking everything, because I don't want to leave this life and then leave 500 sets. I mean, this is my life's work. I gave up everything for this. And with the way the social climate is, I mean, I'm expected to spend all this money, spend all these years researching, doing this work, and now I got to figure out a way to make myself somebody and make people buy my book. But I don't have that kind of personality, I'm pretty straightforward to people, and especially in this social climate where, if you look the wrong way, people think you're traumatizing them. So, I see that being in that year, that is a prime thing, which is my basic problem. Why isn't there a community center? Why isn't, we got all this, law center down the street, this, judge, whatever the house is of court, and all these government offices. Yet I'm over here with the teaching for an entirely new school system, but I can't go over there because I'm not, whatever. It's like I'm basically on the outs of the society. So we're in a landslide, and when I woke up this morning, I heard the song, "It's the end of the world as we know it, dun 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 dun." And then I was like, as I was going to do this video earlier, I actually was going to do a Chris Cornell visualization process because I'm doing a series of that, and I had everything set up and had all my paperwork out, which is good. I have it all ready for when I do it the next day or so, but I'm sitting down and I just got this weird feeling to wait a second, and I went downstairs and was doing some cleaning, straightening up and everything, thinking, okay, I should probably go up now. And this helicopter comes into my, neighborhood for like 20 minutes. I have it forever flying around, talking about like trying to get this guy, and, if you see him, call the 911, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it seems like, what is that? Oh God, what is it? That movie with Tom Cruise and that girl Agatha? Pre-crime. It reminded me of like the days when it's going to be pre-crime, like how the guy was going to do a crime and then suddenly this helicopter comes down and gets him. And I started going down that route and thinking how weird it was, because I am seriously like Agatha. I don't know if anybody who's listening to, if you saw the movie, but Agatha was the seer. And so they would put the seers in these tanks of water, which I spent a lot of time in water. And they would be telepathic. And she was super telepathic. And at the end of it, she had to go live in this house away from society because she was so telepathic. She just had to be away from people, which I am like 100% like that. I don't know why I haven't got on that track, but being in the year 2104, they definitely, if you are part of an area where people live, you have a right to go in and say, this is what I do and this is my work. And then they talk about it, how they can make it work, and they have to include it in. That's what it means to be part of a community. Okay? So, looking forward to that. I'm ready, man. I just feel like I can't even believe people, they be at my age, because maybe it's just me. But man, it just seems like no matter where I go, who I'm around, people just have some kind of problem with me. And always they're trying to like control me, or they just completely talk to me like I'm like, I'm not even a person, I guess. I don't know. It's just weird. I have so many weird experiences with people. But yeah, I mean, as far as like selling my set and doing the work, I'm here and available to do it, but that's the reason why I wrote the set. I figured if I could just disseminate 500 sets, I'd be good with my work, but I can't even give it away because people don't want to do the inner work. People are still 100% focused on the matrix, thinking that's what's going to get them their good. I have everything I need. I barely even leave my house. It's all an inside job, people. And people that know me, or people that whatever associate with me, or whatever they think, they're just like pissed off at me. I mean, I give this book away free. I mean, don't shoot the freaking messenger, people. So anyway, I hope you like my set. I did every painting, all the archetypes, and like I said, there's the 9 processes of making myth. Let's see if I can read what they are so you can see what they are. How are you doing? I don't know, man. I guess some people are strange. I have some. I'm really getting the impression that people just don't know how to be, and they come off just so weird. It's like, I don't know what it is. You know what? You know, like how when you're a little baby and people are like doing peekaboo, and that you want to go, and you think that actually if you cover your face, no one can see you. People can see you. People can see you. You know what I mean? So it's like all this craziness, and it's just right there for everyone to see. Who needs to go to the movies? We can just go on the internet. So entertaining. Okay, so let me see if I can go through the 9 processes. It's really 10, but I try to kind of squeeze them together so it didn't seem like it was too much. Each one of these processes I explain in detail and then outline the process. You just read the directions. I couldn't have made it easier. The first process is doppelganger training with the alchemy of polarity. Then there's the number 2. Then there's the alchemy of polarity with the 3 and 4 prong wheels of alchemy. Then there's the mythic reading, the mythic journey, and then there's understanding and working with the 4 18-card oracle decks and using them to create the 4 18-spoke wheels of exhilaration soul's purpose contracts. Then there's the Chris Cornell personal pyramid technology, which I just started doing videos about. Then there's advanced doppelganger training, which is uncovering, discovering, and promoting the 8 essential sub-identities, their inner child collective, and their archetypes. And it's very extensive and it's completely outlined. Then the last and final process of the set is creating a vivid holographic self-replicating reality time-space map. So when the time-space maps are really where you start time traveling. And I have definitely noticed when I do these processes and I go through different time frames and I kind of create little scenarios that I can step into and get more information based on the questions, I notice things are different. It does seem like I'm in an alternate reality. So I'm just wondering, because we're transfixed by thinking we're in this, time space. Here we are now. But how do you know,
But I'll give you the space so you can figure this out. I've been losing sleep and it won't get better. I can't get my mind off of you. Days go by and I can't help but wonder if you think about me too. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired of waiting. I really hate being away from you. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired